9 minutes to 4 o'clock. This is The Lead on ENCA GSTV channel 43. I'm Dan Moyane, standing in for Clement Manyatela this afternoon. Now, Human Settlements Minister Mmamoloko Kubayi has visited the Pixley, Seme and Plaatje local municipalities in the Northern Cape to check up on the delivery of housing. She'll be handing over as well title deeds to senior citizens in the Hanover Community in Emthanjeni Local Municipality in the Northern Cape. We understand she's also visited parts of KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and the Eastern Cape recently. For more now, she's joining us from Kimberley this hour. Human Settlements Minister Mmamoloko Kubayi. Ma'am, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. And you are finding yourself in the Northern Cape. How is your trip going so far? And why have you decided right now to undertake this journey?
Good afternoon to you, Braden. Good afternoon to the viewers of ENCA. Let me start with the last part of your question. I've taken a decision as I joined the Department of Human Settlement after the appointment by the President, that part of my orientation is to visit the provinces, get to understand what are the issues that they are facing as part of my orientation, but also go into the areas where there are blockages and unblock the blockages in terms of fast-tracking the service delivery of human settlement or providing housing. And we started with KZN, as you said. We went to Gauteng, to Eastern Cape, to Free State this week, the beginning of this week. Now we are in Northern Cape. What I've been able to find in the Northern Cape, yes, we've been able to go to see some of the projects. Part of the issues is around planning, where, for example, because this province allocation in terms of budget, it's one of the least in terms of the baseline. So the amount of money we provide here is relatively low because we do with equitable share. But the challenge biggest is that the amount we spend to build a house is more expensive because they do not have manufacturing sites where they are able to buy the material. So cost of building in Northern Cape is higher because they buy their material from either Bloemfontein or Western Cape or Cape Town. So that's one of the issues that we are trying to resolve and see what best we can do to be able to improve the rate of delivery. Secondly was to assess in terms of the fast tracking of the title deeds. Some of the areas we were seeing some slow pace, but they have picked up and they're doing very well in terms of that. Another area, for example, today within Plaatje Municipality, we were able to go to a project that has been completed 2 years ago and has not been occupied. We resolved that all the blockages, we were able to resolve them between the 3 spheres of government. And we have committed that on the 18th of this month, I will be back, where we will be overseeing the process of ensuring that people move into those houses. We were able to do a SWOT training again in terms of a project. I met with a contractor. You know, Praten, that part of the challenge sometimes is that the delay in completion of the projects is from the contractor. So I had a wait with the contractors to say, we want to see our projects being completed on time because it does cause uneasiness and, dissatisfaction from our beneficiaries because they would have anticipated to move into the houses at a particular time and they would not have moved. So I'm happy with this visit. We're able to resolve this. But another area where we normally take the flag as human settlement is that we have committed that as part of our projects, we will also ensure that we hand over houses to military veterans that are part of the beneficiary. Obviously, the list will be verified by Department of Defense and military veterans. They give us a list, and then we must make sure that those people benefit. So we were able to hand over a house to one of the beneficiaries, but also have agreed that all the projects in the province are going to ensure the allocation of military veterans so that they can benefit.
What about the elderly? I understand you had some title deeds, or did I get that information wrong, that there were some title deeds for the elderly in the Northern Cape that you were dealing with as well?
Yes, correct. We handed over title deeds mostly to senior citizens in Hanover Community under Emthanjeni Municipality, which is under Pixley Seme District Municipality. Part of that is also to give back. We have senior citizens who've never owned properties. They were very excited for the first time. Some of the majority of them being women, who said to us that for the first time, actually, they are property owners having their own title deeds. And many of them were saying to us, they never thought in their lifetime they'll ever own a title deed. So that's process that we are doing, Braden, giving dignity back to our people as President has mandated us.
Okay. Part of giving dignity, I guess, will be how you deal with corruption in the construction center. I'm pleased to hear that in one project now, you said you've met with the contractor and you've agreed and outlined the timelines and by when you expect the project to be finished. But I have to ask you, why are you going to do everything in your power? This is a new portfolio for you, as you've pointed out in human settlements. Are you, as minister, going to do everything in your power to make sure that everything is done above board, is clean, is transparent, and that the end product that's handed over is of good quality?
Definitely, Braden. As we move from one province to the other, obviously you'll pick up challenges where we find, for example, unfinished projects. We do have them even in the Northern Cape across the country. I'm committed to doing an audit of those, check what has happened, and obviously bring those who have left those projects unfinished, if indeed there's anyone responsible, to bring them to book. I think our commitment and what I've been saying continuously is that what we want to do as the portfolio, I'm going to strive to ensure that there's transparency and accountability. Transparency meaning that if there's anything that has happened, for example, like we are saying now, that they are unfinished projects, we are going to openly say this is why they were unfinished. If there are people who are responsible, they have to be accountable. In Free State particular, I was very firm because, for example, I would get a report that there's been 1 billion that has been spent, and you find that the material that was meant to be bought for those community has not been done. And I was happy to understand that the Hawks are already dealing with the matter, and that's what we want to see. Corruption, we have to deal with it. The leakages, because they steal from the poor, especially because our budget continues to be cut. If then people are corrupt in the process and taking away from the poor and from this limited budget, it means we'll not be able to deliver the houses that we have committed in delivering. So we are looking forward to the justice system, the justice sector in cabinet for supporting us in the work that we are doing, so that I can focus on what the president wants me to focus on in ensuring we give the dignity back to the people. So that will do. We have also committed in the department to say everybody, we must make sure that what we are doing, Braden, if we're saying we've got so much money, we must be able to be transparent, account for every cent for it, because this is public funds.
Okay, there's a limited budget. Very briefly, if you may, Minister, as we conclude our discussion, are you confident? I mean, this is a big task that the housing backlog that is currently on your books will be sorted out one day.
Braden, on this one, the backlog is there. We're still doing quite a lot of work, and I've requested some time to do an analysis of where we're sitting. One of the challenges, as I said, with the backlog is that you have people on the system who will be regarded as having benefited. But as you interact with these communities, you learn that this person has not benefited. So we want to clean up that so that we can have accurate information of who has benefited, who has not benefited. I do believe that with the mechanism of different interventions, we should be able to resolve the issues of housing. I say there's different intervention because there are those that just need service sites, we need to give them. There are those that just need to rent, they don't want to buy, they don't want to own because they would have a house somewhere else and they're working in the urban areas. The FLIPS program will provide for that in terms of low-cost rental, in terms of low-cost housing. So that mechanism of integrated programs that we provide in terms of different needs and categories should be able to assist us to go the long way. But cleaning up our system in terms of our database will be the primary key of giving confidence to the citizens in terms of our work and giving credibility on our work. And I should be able to, in 3 months' time, Braden, to give people to say this is where we are and what we think will be the way forward in terms of human settlements and the timeframes that we are looking at.
I'm going to hold you on to that. I was thinking today's the 1st of October. So first month, November, December, January. I'm counting here with my fingers. Please don't laugh at me. So in January, I'm going to ask our producer to reach out to you to say, the minister said in 3 months' time, there should be some progress in cleaning up that database of the housing backlog in the country. Thank you very much for your time, Minister Mmamoloko Kubayi, the new Minister of Human Settlements.